ये तो ऑन ही है ना? कौन सा वाला ये? This or this? Which one, sir? First? अरे कौन सा है इसमें?
ये
राइट वाला है।
इसी में बैठे हैं तो गरम भी होता है जैकेट निकाल के गरम हो रहा है
Okay. अरे कहाँ है सबके सब? फुटबॉल खेल रहे हैं 15 मिनट सबको बाहर खड़ा रखे चलो so ray B is correct जल्दी जल्दी बताओ last lecture वेकेशन खत्म है ना नहीं लेकिन इस वीक के बाद ये लॉन्ग सेशन खत्म हो जाएगा We have long session next month also. इधर फुटबॉल खिला रहा है तू? You will also playing football. कहाँ पे है सबके सब? पीछे के. मेरा टाइम पे आ रहा है. Okay, let us start. So, question 5. Understood? Pass. This is all about question 5, okay? This is all that is to it. Then next is
But
ray of light passes through manipulated. Say. Question 6, same as question 5. Question 6 is same as question 5. What happened?
Behind. Touch behind them. Yeah. Social safe distancing. Yeah.
So, just a word of caution. You guys are under watch, constantly being photographed. Okay, so don't try to fool yourself. Like when I'm turned towards head, I mean, if my head is turned towards the board, you're not safe. Okay, the parent will know now. Full details of their activity. Okay. Question number 6. Is question 6 different than question 5? No. Because the refracted ray is becoming parallel. Refracted ray becomes parallel only for one case. For minimum deviation. Okay. Whenever there is minimum deviation, these two angles are equal. That's the answer. Okay. Question 7. Okay, question 7. Everybody read question 7. Question 7 is on page 77. Page number is written.
Yes.
क्या explanation हो सकता है उसका? Understood the question? Did you read question 7? क्या बोल रहा है? If you view the object through the prism, it appears raised up. क्या हो सकता है? How do you see object when light comes from the object towards you? Visualize करो. Let us say this is ABC. Let's say this is some object. This point is the object. So what happens to this? This is the observer. What will he feel? What will he feel? He will feel that this object is here because the ray to him is coming from here. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, so this is how it appears raised. So what is the reason? Because of refraction of light. Okay.
Yes.
The reason is okay. So this is just the way the rays are bending. That is the object has shifted. Where is the object? Right. When the ray is coming, the observer on the other side. That ray has to be extended backwards. It means that the object is placed at a good edge, not at O. So the object light is turning in a straight line. So it has been with it. Okay. Question 8 is also about real and apparent gas. A lot of ray diagrams here. Same diagram. This is how it is.
Like that. But
Okay, so this is the diagram for question 8. This can mean like इस पे खड़े होके कैसे आप थोड़ी ना ऐसे करें just to look below you do this as long as your CG is within your portfolio the CG builds then your yeah वो ध्यान रखना है if went like this by keeping the CG it's another thing ठीक है question 8 understood okay next question 9 is opposite of 8 can I erase this side question 9 डॉलर दिखेगा वही तो होगा कैसे डॉलर दिखेगा
डबल हो जाएगा
ये पॉइंट पे क्यों अब ये कहाँ जाएगा ठीक है ये जो इसका हाइट है और जो ये ए बी है इमेज को ए डैश करो so it will be raised down because it is a denser medium it is bending right ये bend होता हुआ दिखना चाहिए होता आगे वहाँ ठीक है so it has to be extended ये जो diverging है it has to be extended backwards right use scale to draw appropriate diagram So the tree will appear taller. Next. State the spatial name given to the angle of incidence PQL. This is dash. क्या हो गया? यहाँ लेके आना फिर. This is S. This side is air. This side is water. Yes. So A. What is angle PQN called? Critical angle. Critical angle. Why so? Because this is 90 degree. C. What is the angle of refraction for the refracted ray? US 90 degree. Okay, answer is 90 degree. Name the phenomena that occurs if angle of incidence PQN is increased. What will happen? TIR. So you don't have to write TIR, you have to write full form. It will be total internal reflection. Okay. Draw in the diagram the refracted ray for the incident ray PR and hence show the position of the image of the object by letter P dash. For that you have to draw here normal. Let me use a different color. Okay, so the answer to the last part is okay. So you have to draw two rays, one along the normal and one the refracted ray. So this is PR. It will be reflected as R dash. That's it. So the refracted ray for PR is RR dash. And when it is extended backward, the image for P is P dash, raised up. Okay. So here we have not shown water because it is mentioned. Two mediums are. किसको? किया ना extend. Diagram में किया ना वो तो 90 डिग्री. ये तो critical angle है ना. What is angle PQN? A part में PQ तो है. Critical angle पे extend भी कर सकते हैं. क्रिटिकल एंगल को कहाँ करेगा? ये तो नहीं, वो तो अलग केस हो गया ना. क्रिटिकल एंगल में रिफ्रैक्शन जो हो रहा है वो लिमिट है उसका. अगर इसको एक्सटेंड करोगे तो कहाँ पे आएगा? यहाँ आएगा. फिर तो तुमको टॉप से देखने बोला है ना, ये साइड में देखने थोड़ी बोला है. क्वेश्चन में क्या बोला है? यू हैव टू सी फ्रॉम द टॉप. इफ यू सी इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ क्रिटिकल एंगल तो सेंस नहीं बनता है. Okay, so any further explanation required for question 10? Is everyone comfortable with question 10? See all the parts and how we have answered. Go two arrows. इसका नाम लिया था इधर से divide two arrows. After refraction, what is happening? Slide 20 should be visible. Draw bigger diagram. There is P dash. Each ray is slightly deviated. It is not exactly. Yeah. The evidence for the diagram. That's the diagram box नहीं सही है रिफ्रैक्शन के पूरा इतना चाहिए हो गया मुझे हाँ इमेज के लिए हो रहा है ऐसे बैठा हुआ है उसका ये ऐसे कैसे इमेज बना दिया ये लाइन कहाँ से आ रही है ये वाला रेडियस वाटर में ठीक है तो बाहर आएगा तो अवे हम बताओ तो ये जो आगे जाएगा ना उसको बैकवर्ड एक्सटेंड करेंगे तब आएगा फिर और रेडियस निकलेंगे ये कहाँ से आएगा वाटर Are you getting it? पहले रिफ्रेश होगा फिर उसको बैकवर्ड एक्सटेंड करेंगे तो ये आएगा कौन सा क्वेश्चन ये नहीं डायरेक्शन प्रॉपर एक से बनाना एक ही साइड होगा ऐसे नहीं होगा ठीक है ये अगर आप ऐसे बैठ होना चाहिए ऐसे मिनट में जा रहा है देखो ये दिखना चाहिए इस पॉइंट पे दिस पॉइंट बड़े क्लियर और उसको बैकवर्ड यहाँ आया कैसे ये बैकवर्ड एक्सटेंड करोगे तब तो कैमरा देख रहे हैं हाँ आएगा क्रिटिकल एंगल का तुमने अटेंड किया था वीडियो यहाँ से आके रेजर में क्या होगा कि नॉर्मल रेजर बड़ा देखना ये जो बाहर आ रही है Okay, so are we good with question 10? Question 10 is okay. Anybody has still doubt with question 10? So are you getting the sense of questions? What kind of questions are asked here in application? Completely ray diagram and image format. Okay. Now let us discuss question 11. So what is this? ABC. Yes. Okay, question 11. A ray of light enters glass slab ABCD. So what kind of glass slab is it? Is it rectangular? Is it rectangular glass slab? No. So one of the corner is spherical. So AOC, it is the quarter of the sphere. Okay. Now, so if it is sphere and the ray has not deviated, what does it mean? Ray is going towards the center, right? Why it has not deviated? Because it is incident along the normal. This is radius, right? Center of the sphere. So this is radius. This must be normal. Why are you talking amongst yourself? You're not supposed to talk amongst yourself. Any doubt? Ask me.
Yes, sir.
So where is the ray incident? Along the radius of the sphere. And radius of the sphere is normal. That's why there is no deviation. Is that clear? Okay. So what is the angle of incidence at point O? You tell me. Huh? 42 degrees is the angle of incidence. Where is the normal? Angle of incidence is with the normal or with the surface. So where is the normal? Is there a normal?
Haven't drawn it.
Exactly. So how can you say angle of incidence is 42? Now tell me, what is angle of incidence? 90 minus 42. Very common mistake. So this is not angle of incidence. This is the angle with the surface. What is angle of incidence? 48. Clear? This is the first part. Now it is given the critical angle of the glass is 42 degree. So what is the angle of incidence at O? 48, greater than critical angle. So it must suffer TIR. So you are supposed to complete the path of ray till it emerges out from the slab. Mark the angles in the diagram wherever necessary. So this also would be 48. Since it is TIR, 48. So therefore this is 42. This is 90. So this will be 48 then. What is the angle of incidence? What is the angle of incidence here? 42, right? So it is critical angle. In question, what is given? Critical angle is 42. So now what should happen? This should happen. Pratyush, you got the answer. So basically, you have to figure out the right angle at the point of incidence. And you have to draw the normal. Without normal, you cannot get critical angle. Very common mistake. That's why they give this angle to confuse you. This is the answer. Okay. All right. And you have to show this is TIR. So only here TIR will happen. Then 48 is greater than 42 degree. Question 12. So question 12. See the diagram. A ray of light passes through the right angle prism as shown in the adjacent diagram. State the angle of incidences at phases AC and BC. What is the angle of incidence at face AB, at face AC and BC? Huh? On face AC. What is angle of incidence? Huh? Raise your hand who would like to answer. What is the angle of incidence at face AC?
Please.
Huh? You read the question. You have the question with you. Question number 12. Read the question.
Please.
Which question you are reading? Question 12. 11 we did. Now see the diagram. It says axis diagram. Okay, further below. Okay, thanks. What is the angle of incidence at face AC? Yes, correctly. What is the angle of incidence? What's the name? Yes. What's the angle of incidence? We just discussed how to know the angle of incidence. Read a normal. At that point. Which is? Even as multiply this. Correct. Will be 90 minus 45. Because this is a 45, 45, 90. This is 45, this is 90. This also has to be 45. And there is normal. 90 minus this 45. What is done in this? 45. Understood? I don't know why you're getting confused. It's so obvious. What is the angle of incidence at face AC? 45. Understood? तो draw करो सबको. Angle of incidence draw करो. What about the next phase? BC? Angle of incidence at BC? Yes or yeah? Nine foot, 8 foot. That's fine. 90. 90 है. 45 है. 90. 60. 90 है. On face BC. Do not speak out of turn. वही आंसर करेगा जिसको क्वेश्चन पूछा है. ठीक है? So you have to show, है ना? यहाँ पे ये 45 है, ये 90 है, ये 45 होगा. तो इंसिडेंस क्या होगा? इंसिडेंस किस पे बनता है? नॉर्मल पे. Where is the normal? ये नॉर्मल है. तो इस पॉइंट पे एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस क्या बना ये? So 90 minus 45 is 45. What is the angle of incidence here now? BC then. 90. Where is the normal here at this point? Where is the normal at this point? You know what is normal? What is normal? Perpendicular at this point. This is the line. What is the perpendicular at this point? So what is the angle of incidence? 90. Come here. Come here. Where is normal? Just run the marker. Where is normal? Yes. This point. Where is the normal at this point? Normal is perpendicular, right? What is normal? Let's say this is a surface. The normal is. So at this point, where is the normal? I just told you, right? At this point, let's say this point draw a normal. Draw a normal here. Yes. Correct. What is the normal here? Yes. So what is the angle there? So ray is along the normal. What is the angle between the ray and the normal? 0. Get it? This is what I wanted you to tell. It is 0. It's not 90. Follow? Is it 90? What is it? 0. So this is a big problem now. If you have to very well remember the angle of incidence and angle of refraction is always with respect to normal. Okay? So तुम 90 क्यों बता रहे हो? It is not 90. It is 0. Answer is 0. Everybody understood why it is 0? Next question. Question 12 is similar to question 13 is similar to question 12. Okay, just draw the red line. Very large. It is actually the five we get It crosses 42. Question 13 is based on very similar to question 12. Yes. So complete the diagram is already diagram given in question 12. Same diagram. Then you have to write the angle of deviation for ray OP. What is angle of deviation for ray OP? This is O, this is P. Right? This is the original direction. Angle of deviation is 90 degrees. Okay, show the original direction. The output ray is this. The angle of incidence, here angle of incidence is 0. Right? And the angle of deviation is 90 degrees. Angle of deviation is always with respect to the original phase direction. What is the angle of deviation? For the next question, you have to explain this. This 90 degrees. So this now becomes question 13. Now it says, draw the diagram to show the path if the incident ray OP is altered so that angle OPB is 70 degrees. Angle OPB is 70 degrees. So what is what is shown here? Angle OPB is 70 degrees. What is the angle of incidence then? Angle of incidence is 30 degree. Correct? Part B. This is question 13, part B. Question 13, part B. So then what happens? What will happen here now? हाँ, 20 और 20 क्या चीज 70 और 72 total is 90 correct okay अब क्या होगा this will be less than 20 तो ये क्या होगा greater than 70 this is greater than 70 degree यहाँ पे क्या होगा this is less than 20 और यहाँ पे नॉर्मल क्या होगा This is 90. This is now no more critical angle. Okay, so this will also suffer refraction. The angle of incidence on the other face is no more critical angle. Will suffer refraction. So account for the difference in your answer to part A and B. This is how much then? 70/45. This is less than, it is less than 90, right? This will be much greater than 42. ये वाला. ये क्या होगा? This is greater than 40. So part C. As then ठीक है, so the ray will refract because the angle of refraction is less than critical. Question 14. Question 14. Is question 13 understood by everyone? What is the angle of and whether it will refract or Okay, let's move on to question number 14. Anybody has any doubt? Actually, lot of static material. Is there any doubt? Why people are not brought? So question 14 में similar to 12 and 13. अली क्या है 14 में? What is the nature of prism? So what is x here? X. ये 90 है. This is x. And this is 2x. So since x plus 2x must be 90. Therefore x is equal to 30 degree. मतलब ये प्रिज्म तुम्हारा कौन सा है? 30 डिग्री और 60 डिग्री. ये वाला प्रिज्म. ठीक है. Now 30-60 में, when the ray is incident from here, it will suffer. What will it suffer? Refraction. क्योंकि यहाँ पे angle of incidence क्या हो गया? This is 30 degree. So it is less than 42. तो अब ये क्या हो जाएगा? Refraction. ठीक है? यहाँ पे TIR नहीं होगा. Right? और दूसरे में it shows the side is so this side is equal to this side. So it is an isosceles prism. And this is 90. So it has to be 45, 45. Correct? Because the sides are shown equal. Even though in the diagram it is not shown equal. But you have to take the sides as equal. Therefore it is 45, 90, 45. So this will give you the diagram same as 12. Right? So this will be, this is also 45. 45. So this is what you'll get. Okay, so 14 का ऐसे बनेगा. 15. What do you have in 15? What is given? Critical angle given. C is equal to 45 degree. So 45 is for which ray? This is 45. Okay, given in the question. Then 25 and 60. This is 25. And this one is 60. This is 60. So obviously this is less than critical angle, so this will suffer refraction. This is 45. This critical angle, it will suffer. And this will undergo TIR. The approximate path for each ray will be capital ray is 45 degrees. Okay, let's see. Okay, everybody is good with this question. Question 15. Right. What is happening here? Here is refraction. Here is also refraction with angle of refraction 90 degrees. Okay, question 16. Name is circular glass. Why refraction? Part one. So the first part is, why is the beam not refracted when it enters the glass at E? Because E is, what is EO? Radius. Radius is always normal. So when the ray is incident along normal, it won't deviate. Okay? Because EO is radius. That is normal. Hence, I at E is 0 deviation. So it is the condition for no deviation. An angle of incidence is 0. There won't be any deviation. Right? Yet it is noticeably deviated when it leaves the block. Obviously. Because here, what is the normal? This is the normal. Right? So this will now dissolve. So what is happening here is refraction at O. So normal is your savior. You have to draw normals at various points. See the effect. So what it says, by making suitable. Angle is also not given. Nothing is given. Right? So if it is showing deviation, that means you have to agree that it is not at critical angle. It is less than critical angle. Because it is showing refraction. At O, ray is incident at less than critical angle. Thus suffers refraction. It is asking you to measure, so you can measure it with your protractor. Okay. You can measure it with the protractor. Because you can see here, this arc and this arc is not bisected. This is 90. So this is less than 45. Okay, so you can only do an approximate guess. At at less than at less than critical angle. O पे ये जो angle है, this is less than C. Less than C. ठीक है? So you have to make an approximate guess. If it is shown that the ray is coming out, therefore it must be less than C. Find the angle of incidence that we try to do. You can say greater than or less. This has to be less than 42. So this has to be greater than 48 degree. Okay. This has to be greater than whatever. What it will be then? Greater than 42. Will it be greater than 42? Not really. Whatever is this angle of incidence is less than 42. So this will be greater than this angle. Let's call X. This is X. So this will be greater than X. Where X is less than something like that. So just assume if the data is not given, you have to mathematically change. Sir, so way to find the angle mathematically. Because nothing is given, so you have to. Refer to equations. So where are two equations? X plus y. How will you calculate? You require two equations. दूसरा काम कैसे बनाएगा? हाँ, right. So data insufficient है. You just approximate the angle and log it comes out critical. Maybe equation there is some information. Okay. Technically, logically explain this. The angle of refraction once the light re-enters air has to be greater than x. Okay. Okay, let's discuss question 17. Question 17. What is part A? This is what. Write down the expression for A mu G in terms of angle I and R. I told you where A mu G is same as mu G A. Okay, just a way to write it differently. B angle R is 90. What is the corresponding angle called? Critical angle. Is called critical angle. What is the physical significance of angle I in part B? Now, how are you going to answer this? Yes, what is the physical significance of angle I? Part B. That we already answered. I is called critical angle. C में क्या करें? Significance is how the angle of incidence is critical. Yeah. Okay. If angle of incidence is more than I, then right? When undergo okay, I am writing TIR, but you write total internal reflection. Okay. If angle of incidence is more than I, then light ray will undergo TIR, or else it will undergo refraction. And if I is why why is the critical angle, right? Right. Okay, so I is basically the limit. Less than it, refraction. More than it, yeah. Okay. Very good. This is the physical significance of I. Okay, so now we have come to the last question. What is the answer to the first part? Does the source appear to be nearer or farther with respect to the surface PQ? What is the answer? Farther. Why farther? Question 18. Part 1. So this is the object. When somebody is watching from here, how will he see? Mirror होगा. Lateral shift है ना? ये रे कहाँ से आ रही है? उसको नियर ही आएगी. ठीक है? So now I have bent it more. If it is bent less, वो जाके इधर बाहर कहीं मिलेगा. देखो. You have to extend the ray backwards. Yeah. Okay. So जो भी output ray है, that has to be extended backward. That will give you the sense of where the object will be seen by the observer on the other side. The answer is nearer. When will it be farther? When the observer is in the denser way. तब farther. अभी वापस रेयर में है तो shift है, lateral shift. How does the shift depend on the thickness, PS or QR? Shift will increase. Shift increases. Lateral shift will increase. We have discussed it during the theory. है ना? With thickness देखो, अगर thickness इतना है तो यहाँ पे हुआ, और नीचे जाता तो यहाँ आता, तो ओरिजिनल और इसके बीच में बढ़ जाएगा. हाँ, lateral shift will increase. तो ड्रॉ appropriate ray diagram. उसके बगल में और एक बना. So this is the shift in this case. Same place, deep 4. एंगल छोटा कर दिया yeah you have to draw it properly. This ray is immaterial. We need to show you this. ठीक है ये वाला शिफ्ट बढ़ाओ यू सेइंग समथिंग तो ये वाला शिफ्ट और ये वाला शिफ्ट में डिफरेंस आ जाएगा विद द थिकनेस ओके सो यू कैन से दिस एज AB so you can show that A dash B dash is so diagrammatically you can show that ठीक है so with the thickness the lateral shift will increase for the same rectangular glass block which color from the visible spectra will produce maximum shift violet with this
In this case, the diagonal displacement is larger, so that's just.
so rather than asking you can just stress the ray back and see for yourself you can do that huh? छोटा हो और छोटा हो ज्यादा है ठीक है so I think we've completed all the application type also but there are still so many questions direct questions will be mostly theory based okay but that will be now part of your homework what is homework anything that you've not done in the class is homework okay तो अभी तो नहीं अभी नेक्स्ट वीक से those who are not completing homework will say DRM वो भी करना होगा ठीक है are you doing your homework religiously
नहीं है भाई
very good yes ठीक है एक कुछ क्वेश्चन में गड़बड़ हो सकता है जैसे और are you benefiting
अरे मेरा मोट टूट है भाई पर इसकी मसाले चाहिए हाँ राहुल
okay it's time
लेकिन तू कभी खेल ही नहीं सकता है और बाजार तो लोग कितना और 10 बाजार तो